Welcome back to News of Extra on Silverbird News 24. We've had a whole lot, from the newspaper review headline segment to the big stories of the week. So if you are just joining us, you haven't really missed much because we are at our interview segment. And guess who we have in the house? We have Madam Memunat Idula, that is the founder of Memunat Single Mother and Child Initiative. She will be talking to us about evaluating the effect of single parenting on the child. We know for sure that single parenting, either we like it or not, has been a norm in the society today. And guess what? It is not until you see a woman without a man that you say single parent. Some people are actually married, living with their spouses, and are single parents. That is the painful part of it. So we have Madam Memunat Idula in the house. She will be joining us this morning on this segment. You're very much welcome.
Good morning. Good morning, viewers. Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. Very well.
That is good to know. All right, okay. So let's just go straight to brass tacks.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, either we like it or not, we've had situations of single parenting. We've seen the hike in the spate of divorce, separation. Even if divorce is not really that loud, we've seen a lot of separation. And then you made a point one day in, on a program, the radio program I anchor, Women Voices, on Rhythm 94.7 FM here in Abuja. You said something that really struck me. You said single parenting, that we're just used to label single parenting. Some people still live with their spouses, and are still single parent. They're the only one, taking care financially and physically taking care of their children. Now, I would want to know the effect that single parenting may have on a child.
Every time I talk about single parenting, the effect on the children or the child is enormous. It affects them psychologically, socially, educationally. It affects them almost throughout their life, if not well handled. I keep saying it's not a case of total failure, but it takes a lot, especially whichever way. If it's the man alone taking care of the child or the woman, whichever way, it takes a lot of commitment to bring up positive children. What I mean by positive children, children that are not emotionally disturbed, because sometimes they can get emotionally disturbed. It even affect their own future, their marriage, their thinking about relationship and all those things. So the effect is quite enormous. Of recent, I've been talking about single parenting and child abuse. That's another, not child abuse, single parenting and drug abuse.
Yes.
It's a very serious case that many people are not even considering, because the children don't talk. Most of the time, you are looking at the mother. She's emotionally disturbed, she's distraught, she's probably even taking drug on her own. A lot of single mothers are using substance to cope with the stress. Not just the stress of taking care of the child, but even what the community says, people say about them, the stigma.
Yes.
So to get away with those problems, some of them are already using drugs. And then you see the children too. Sometimes they see their mother suffering. They don't want to come up and say or complain. No, they go to their friends who, by way of wanting to help them, Paddy, come, take this, it will help you to sleep. And that's how gradually they are introduced into drug. And so I want the society to look at the issue of drug abuse among children from single parents. It's high.
All right.
Tomorrow you now say the father is dead. You have counted yourself. So it's always better to tell the truth from the onset. That's my opinion. Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about drug abuse and other social vices. For parents who have now noticed that their children have these things, what's their next point of call?
Good. If your child has, you go to the hospital, and there are some other psychosocial organizations. For instance, I had a Zoom meeting that we had Dr. James, who is a specialist. He's been handling cases like that in Abuja here. He came online and was, discussing with the women who cued into the Zoom meeting
Yes.
about drug abuse, what to look out for, how to handle it. You have such organizations, you look out for them. There are homes where they have what do they call it now? Where they rehabilitate. They have them. Even if you go to NDLEA, they have a department, they have departments that handle such things. You go up, open up to them. This is the challenge I have. That's why they have an organization like NDLEA, for instance. You go there, this is what I have, this is the problem on my hand. They know how to handle it. If it's to take the child into remand home and all those things, they will know how to handle it for you professionally. Do you understand? Then even if you have to, I've spoken with some people from NDLEA, and they told me if you have a child that is already using drug, it's not for you to shout on him.
Yeah.
Shouting will not solve it. In fact, the more you try to use force, the more the child, goes deeper into it.
Yes.
At that initial stage, even before it affects his brain, it's better you talk to him calmly. And with prayer too, we shouldn't forget prayer. Because I believe in prayer a lot. There is nothing God cannot do. He can reverse it. He can make the child become, reasonable and realistic. So everything goes hand in hand. If there are people too, like elderly people that he respects, it might be your father, maybe the woman's father, that's his grandfather, or your auntie, anybody that you know that child respects, you also tell them. Don't hide. People hide too many things and things get out of hand before they can control. If you have such cases, people who can talk to him and you'll be able to change. Talk softly. They have said it that from NDLEA view, you don't shout or make it by force. You can't force them out. You have to do it calmly while you are seeking for support and assistance to handle the situation. But it's good to do it than just leave the child and say, okay, let him be. Let him be. No, you have failed. The aim of training him and everything is gone.
All right, thank you so very much, Madam Memunat Idula. She is the founder of Memunat Single Mother and Child Initiative. I'm afraid that is where we will be drawing our curtains today on News Up Extra. Well, we've had a whole lot lined up, and in case you missed it and you're just joining us, you can follow us on our live stream, that is Silverbird N24 live stream, so that you can catch up with what you have missed. I remain at Sinuke Nuke. Do join us same time, same station next week Saturday, and of course you can follow up on Monday News Hub on Silverbird News 24. I'm saying bye for now.